Do you know that over 90% of solo cruisers end up on a cruise line that doesn't actually fit them, either paying double for their cabin or feeling completely left out of the social scene? The truth is, not every cruise line is built for single travelers. Some still punish independence with brutal single supplements, while others have quietly designed ships that make cruising solo one of the best experiences you'll ever have. That's why today, I'm ranking the cruise lines for singles from the worst to the very best in 2025. Some will shock you, some will confirm your fears, and one might completely change the way you book your next trip. Miss even one, and you risk wasting thousands, or sailing on a ship where you feel invisible. So let's start at the bottom of the list and climb to the best. Number 8. MSC Cruises. This line delivers jaw-dropping ships with Italian flair, but for solo travelers, it's one of the least forgiving choices at sea. The vibe is international and family-heavy, with multiple languages echoing through the atriums, kids racing to the water slides, and large groups filling the theaters. For a solo cruiser, that can feel overwhelming. You're stepping into a buzzing crowd where everyone already has built-in company. Dining is rigid. Fixed seating dominates the main dining rooms, and there's little effort to connect singles at shared tables. A solo traveler might end up wedged between families deep in their own conversations or couples locked into anniversary dinners. If you're hoping for natural mingling over meals, MSC leaves you on your own. Entertainment is spectacular, acrobatic shows, live music, and glamorous atrium parties. But again, it's built for couples and groups. There are no dedicated solo lounges, hosts, or meetups to make breaking the ice easier. Then comes the financial barrier. MSC imposes some of the harshest single supplements in the industry, often charging 175% to 200% of the standard per-person fare. With almost no solo cabins across its fleet, you're essentially paying for two people just to travel alone. Many solo cruisers describe the same experience, booking what looked like a dream Mediterranean itinerary, only to realize the balcony cabin cost nearly double the advertised fare. On board, dinner turns into a quiet affair surrounded by lively groups, and the lack of organized solo activities leaves the passenger watching the energy rather than joining it. For these reasons, MSC ranks as the worst cruise line for solo cruisers, dazzling for families, but isolating and expensive for singles. Number 7. Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival has built its reputation as the fun ship brand, a floating playground of deck parties, comedy shows, and casual, high-energy vibes. For groups of friends or couples, it's a non-stop party. But for solo travelers, Carnival often feels like the worst cruise line for singles who crave structure or connection. The atmosphere is extrovert-heavy. From poolside contests to karaoke nights and late-night comedy, the entertainment is designed to keep large crowds laughing together. For a solo passenger, this can be a double-edged sword. Yes, there are plenty of opportunities to strike up conversation, but there's no built-in support to help you break the ice. Dining is casual and flexible, which works in theory for singles, but Carnival makes no effort to seat solo cruisers with others. You'll often find yourself at a table alone, scrolling your phone while the groups around you toast over shared plates. That leaves many singles feeling like spectators instead of participants. The biggest problem, however, mirrors MSC: money. Carnival imposes punishing single supplements, often charging 175% to 200% of the base fare. And unlike some competitors, Carnival has almost no dedicated solo cabins across its fleet. The line provides only the occasional solo mixer, usually tucked into a daily schedule crowded with bigger events. One solo traveler described it bluntly after a Caribbean sailing. The ship was buzzing with energy, but they felt invisible. Every event, from pool games to dining, assumed you had someone with you. By the end, the fun ship branding felt ironic. Fun for everyone but them. Carnival ranks low because it doesn't actively exclude solo travelers, but it also does nothing to support them. For singles seeking the best cruise line for solo cruisers, Carnival delivers entertainment, but leaves you adrift socially and financially. Number 6. Royal Caribbean International. This is one of the biggest names in cruising, famous for its mega ships packed with jaw-dropping features, surf simulators, ice rinks, Broadway-style shows, robot bartenders, and skydiving simulators. For groups and families, it's a floating city of non-stop adventure. But for solo cruisers, Royal Caribbean offers only a minimal acknowledgement, making it better than Carnival or MSC, but still far from the best cruise line for solo travelers. The vibe is action-packed and multi-generational. These ships attract families with kids, couples, and large groups of friends. For a solo traveler, that often means the atmosphere is buzzing but not always welcoming. You're one person in a sea of thousands who already came with company. Dining is flexible, which helps. With My Time Dining, solo cruisers can choose when to eat, but unless you request to be seated with others, you may find yourself alone. Staff sometimes try to pair solo passengers together, but it depends on the sailing. Entertainment is Royal Caribbean's strongest card. Dazzling stage productions, live music in multiple venues, and themed nightlife. There are also nightly solo traveler meetups listed in the daily planner. Unfortunately, these are usually casual gatherings in a lounge with no host to guide interaction. Without facilitation, they often feel awkward, a handful of singles lingering around hoping someone starts the conversation. The single supplement remains steep, typically 125% to 150% of the fare. A small number of studio staterooms exist on select ships like the Oasis and Quantum-class vessels, but they're extremely limited and sell out immediately. For most solo cruisers, that means paying more for a double cabin and hoping to meet people by chance. One solo cruiser recalled their experience. The ship was spectacular, but their evenings felt hit or miss. Some nights ended with new friends at karaoke. Others ended alone with a cocktail at the Bionic Bar, surrounded by groups laughing together. Royal Caribbean isn't the worst cruise line for singles, but it's also not built for them. It delivers thrills for adventurous travelers, but if you're sailing solo, the support is minimal. Connection depends on luck, not design. Number 5. Norwegian Cruise Line. This cruise line deserves credit for changing the game. While most cruise brands punish singles with sky-high supplements, NCL was the first to say, solo travelers deserve a fair deal. Their solution was revolutionary: the studio cabin. The vibe on NCL is freestyle cruising, casual, modern, and flexible. It's designed for people who don't want strict schedules or formal dress codes, which makes it a natural fit for solo cruisers who want independence. The crowd is mixed: couples, friend groups, families, and yes, a sizable number of singles drawn in by the studios. Dining is a highlight for solo travelers. NCL pioneered flexible dining across its fleet, letting guests eat where and when they want without being locked into fixed seating. For singles, this means no awkward table assignments. You can join a shared table, dine alone, or connect with others through the dedicated solo program. Entertainment is strong, too. Broadway musicals, comedy clubs, live music, and themed parties. But what sets NCL apart is structure. The studio lounge is a private, keycard-only space reserved for studio guests. It functions as both a social hub and a safety net. There's complimentary coffee and snacks, plenty of seating, and, most importantly, a dedicated solo host. Each night, the host organizes happy hours, group dinners, or excursions, turning awkward introductions into easy connections. Financially, NCL is fairer than most. Studio cabins are priced for one, eliminating the dreaded 175 to 200% single supplement. Yes, the cabins are small, cozy interiors without balconies, but they provide affordability and access to the lounge, which is where the social magic happens. One solo cruiser who booked a Caribbean sailing with NCL said that by day 3, the lounge felt like a family. They had a group to eat with, friends to join for excursions, and people to meet for drinks. It wasn't just a cabin, it was a community. That's why NCL is often called the best cruise line for solo travelers in the mass market. The cabins are small, the supplement isn't always eliminated outside the studios, but the system is designed with singles in mind. For affordability, structure, and easy socializing, NCL set the blueprint others are still catching up to. Number 4. Celebrity Cruises. This is where solo cruising begins to feel truly elevated. While mass-market lines often make singles feel like an afterthought, Celebrity treats solo passengers as part of their core demographic, especially on its newer Edge-class ships. For many, this makes Celebrity one of the best cruise lines for solo travelers who want upscale comfort without feeling out of place. The vibe is modern and sophisticated. Celebrity attracts younger professionals, affluent couples, and culturally curious travelers who value design, cuisine, and relaxation over all-night parties. For a solo cruiser, this means the crowd is more refined, the pace is calmer, and opportunities for organic socializing are built into the design of the ship. Dining is a major highlight. On Edge-class ships, Celebrity offers multiple included venues instead of just one main dining room, allowing solo travelers to choose smaller, more intimate restaurants where conversation flows easily. Sommeliers, mixologists, and attentive staff also play a big role in breaking the ice. For singles, this makes dining less intimidating and more natural. Entertainment leans towards sophistication rather than chaos. Rooftop gardens with live music, innovative theater productions, art tours, and enrichment lectures. These curated experiences create effortless conversation starters for solo cruisers who don't want to force it. What really sets Celebrity apart for solo travelers is the availability of dedicated solo veranda cabins. Unlike the tiny studio rooms offered elsewhere, these cabins come with proper balconies and thoughtful layouts. Pricing is fair, often reducing or eliminating the single supplement, which makes Celebrity stand out among premium competitors. A solo traveler on the Celebrity Apex described their sailing as unexpectedly social. Between cooking classes, wine tastings, and rooftop film nights, they found themselves meeting fellow travelers naturally, no awkward mixers required. By the end, they had dining companions for every night without ever feeling pressured. Celebrity may not have a studio lounge like NCL, but it doesn't need one. Its design, culture, and pricing create an environment where solo cruisers feel comfortable, included, and valued. For those seeking the best cruise line for singles who want style and modern luxury, Celebrity delivers a near-perfect balance of independence and social opportunity. Number 3. Holland America Line. For solo travelers over 50, Holland America Line stands out as one of the best cruise lines for singles seeking refinement, enrichment, and effortless companionship. HAL has built a reputation for catering to mature travelers who value culture, music, and destination-focused itineraries. For those sailing solo, the brand offers both fair accommodations and structured opportunities to connect. The vibe on board is classic and relaxed. This line attracts a well-traveled, intellectually curious crowd. Solo cruisers here won't feel lost in a sea of families with children or party-hard spring breakers. Instead, the pace is slower, conversations are deeper, and the overall atmosphere is designed for enrichment. Dining is where Holland America Line quietly excels for singles. With traditional fixed seating, solo passengers are often matched with other travelers, ensuring no one dines alone unless they want to. This system fosters natural, recurring social bonds over meals. For solo cruisers who find dining the most awkward part of traveling, Holland America turns it into one of the easiest. Entertainment centers around quality live music, from the Lincoln Center Stage's chamber performances to the B.B. King's Blues Club, plus the acclaimed Music Walk. These intimate venues make it easy to strike up a conversation with fellow passengers. Add in destination lectures and cultural programming, and there's always a common interest to share. What sets HAL apart structurally is its solo ocean view staterooms on newer ships, which offer natural light and comfort without the crushing supplement. Even more distinctive is their Gentleman Host program, available on longer voyages, which pairs solo female passengers with vetted dance partners and companions for social events. This is something no other cruise line offers, and it's a hallmark of Holland America Line's dedication to inclusivity for single travelers. One solo cruiser on a Mediterranean voyage recalled that from day one, the staff ensured she was seated with a welcoming group at dinner. By day 3, they were planning shore excursions together. She never once felt isolated, despite traveling alone. This line isn't the flashiest option, and younger solo travelers might find it too subdued. But for the best cruise line for singles over 50, it's unmatched. With fair cabins, structured companionship, and a cultured crowd, Holland America turns solo travel into a seamless, rewarding experience. Number 2. Cunard Line. Cunard is unlike any other cruise line. For solo cruisers, especially those who appreciate tradition and structure, it's one of the best cruise lines for singles who want elegance, community, and a sense of occasion at sea. The vibe on board is classic, formal, and steeped in heritage. Cunard attracts a sophisticated crowd of seasoned travelers, many of whom sail solo. There's less of a party at sea atmosphere and more of an elegant social ritual, from ballroom dancing to afternoon tea. For those who thrive in structured social settings, this makes Cunard a haven. Dining is one of Cunard's greatest assets for singles. Fixed dining means solo travelers are carefully seated with the same companions each evening, which quickly turns strangers into familiar dinner partners. This system removes the awkwardness of table for one and provides built-in companionship every night. For many, it's the reason Cunard ranks so highly for solo travelers. Entertainment is refined and enriching. Grand ballroom dances with live orchestras, insights lectures from guest speakers, afternoon teas served by white-gloved staff, and elegant evening galas. These rituals create effortless opportunities for conversation and connection. A solo cruiser may arrive knowing no one, but after a formal dance class or a lecture, they're rarely alone for long. Cunard also invests structurally in solo cruisers. Many ships include solo Britannia staterooms, which reduce or eliminate the harsh single supplement and offer comfortable accommodations. Social hosts organize daily meetups, coffee gatherings, and dance lessons specifically designed for singles. This ensures solo travelers never feel adrift. One solo passenger on Queen Mary 2 shared that by the second night, their dinner table had become a circle of friends, and by the first gala, they were dancing confidently with new companions. Cunard's formal structure, far from being restrictive, actually created one of the most welcoming solo environments they had ever experienced. Cunard isn't for everyone. Casual or budget-focused travelers may find it too formal. But for singles who crave elegance, ritual, and community, it's hard to beat. For many, Cunard is the best cruise line for solo travelers who want tradition and refined companionship, a throwback to the golden age of travel that still feels alive today. Number 1. Virgin Voyages. This is the cruise line that stands above all others for solo travelers in 2025. Virgin Voyages has flipped the script on what cruising means, and for singles, it's nothing short of revolutionary. If you're a solo traveler who craves energy, style, and connection, Virgin is arguably the best cruise line for solo cruisers who want a built-in social scene without paying double. The vibe is adults only, bold, and contemporary. These ships feel more like floating boutique resorts or upscale nightlife hubs than traditional cruise vessels. The crowd skews younger, often 20s to 40s, with a strong mix of professionals, creatives, and adventurous solo travelers. That energy means you're rarely alone unless you choose to be. Dining is one of Virgin's most genius moves for singles. There are no buffets and no main dining rooms. Instead, every restaurant is specialty dining, included in your fare. From Korean barbecue communal tables to tapas-style eateries and avant-garde test kitchen menus, Virgin's dining format naturally encourages mingling. For solo cruisers, it eliminates the dreaded table for one entirely. Entertainment is immersive, eclectic, and deliberately social. Think outrageous themed parties like Scarlet Night, intimate cabaret performances, drag shows, and late-night dance floors. Daytime activities, yoga sessions, mixology classes, group workouts are designed to pull people together. The ship's app even facilitates instant meetups, making it effortless to find new friends for dinner or a shore excursion. But what makes Virgin truly stand apart is pricing. They've permanently built cabins priced without a single supplement into their business model. Hundreds of staterooms are priced for one, so solo travelers don't pay the financial penalty that plagues most other cruise lines. It's not a perk or a rare find. It's the default. A solo cruiser on Scarlet Lady said that by the second night, they had more dinner invitations than they could accept. Between the app, the restaurants, and the parties, socializing felt built in. By the end of the voyage, they weren't traveling alone. They were part of a community. Virgin Voyages isn't for those seeking quiet or tradition, but for singles who want an electrifying atmosphere, modern design, and the best cruise line for solo travelers who refuse to pay a single supplement. Virgin Voyages is the closest thing to a cruise designed exclusively for you. So there you have it, the definitive countdown of the worst and best cruise lines for solo travelers in 2025. Some lines still punish independence with brutal supplements and zero support, while others, like Virgin Voyages, Celebrity, Holland America Line, and Cunard, are rewriting the rulebook for singles at sea. If you're a solo cruiser, you don't have to settle anymore. Whether you're looking for the best cruise line for singles over 50, a modern luxury escape, or a high-energy adults-only playground, there's a line that fits your travel style and your budget. The only question is this: which ship will carry your next adventure? Will you play it safe with tradition, or jump into the new world of solo-first cruising? Drop your pick in the comments. You might inspire another traveler to try it too. And remember, cabins sell out fast, especially the solo ones. If you wait, you'll miss the best fares, the best cabins, and the best chance to sail the way you want. Until next time, pack light, sail smart, and enjoy the freedom of cruising on your own terms.